Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. From Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado, the Brush Beet Diggers face the Liberty Common Eagles today. Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Fergus. We've started this ball game. The first pitch to Parker Bridwell was grounded to third base, and Ben Garrett picked it up through to first, and it was wide. So Ben Garrett had the air. Bridwell gets to first base, and the second pitch from your starting pitcher today for the Brush Beet Diggers, Braxton Shelton, was bunted, and it was popped up down the first baseline, and Cesar Hinojos grabbed the ball, and the runner was running on the play, and he threw down to first base to get the second out to Bryson Wooldridge. So here we are with number 5 for Liberty Common. And he comes up to the plate, and the first pitch is a strike. The second pitch is up and away for a ball. Pitch from Braxton Shelton to Cesar Hinojos is in the dirt and escapes him, but ball 2. Next pitch from Braxton Shelton, a strike. Just catching up on everything in regard to scorekeeping. The pitch from Braxton Shelton. Strike 3. No runs, no hits, 1 Beet Digger error, but no runners left on base after 1/2 inning of play. Brush Beet Diggers 0, Liberty Common 0. You're listening to 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. To Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado. Starting lineups for your Beet Diggers. Carson Rule in center field. Braxton Shelton on the mound. Nick Wellen at shortstop hitting third. Ben Garrett hitting fourth at third base. Alejandro Matos Garcia at second base hitting fifth. Bryson Wooldridge at first base hitting sixth. Kyle Wellen gets the start today in left field, hitting 7th. Hitting 8th is the right fielder, Eli Garcilaso. And your 9th hitter in the lineup today is Cesar Hinojos. Pitching for Liberty Common today is Ryan Weaver Bidwell. And Ryan Weaver Bidwell last pitched last Saturday against Strasburg. And they won that game against Strasburg, and he pitched 7 innings, 72 pitches. Bridwell's ERA on the season is 1.66, and he's thrown 12 and 2/3 innings. In those 12 and 2/3 innings, he struck out 15 and walked 1. Coming up to bat for Brush in the bottom half of the first inning is Carson Rule, senior for Brush. Carson Rule is hitting .265 on the season, .410 on base average. Carson's been hitting the ball well here of late, and his average has been on the climb. Weaver Bridwell looks in for the sign, the pitch. A strike on the outside corner of the plate. Beautiful day in Brush. The grass is green, the sky's blue, there's no wind. The pitch from Bridwell is upstairs, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Carson Rule. The offering, low and outside from Bridwell. Carson Rule up in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Weaver Bridwell comes from the stretch, throws a breaking ball over the inner part of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bridwell is not as quick bringing the ball to the plate as what Brush has faced here recently. Carson Rule pops this up straight up the chute, and the catcher comes back And just the law of physics, the ball ends up coming almost back to home plate, and the catcher reaches but does not make the catch. So foul ball. Carson Rule still alive. Liberty Common comes into today with a 5-9 record. They are 3-3 in league. They're coached by Zach Bissell, and they are 2-5 on the road. The pitch from Bridwell, inside. Must have hit him. So let's see by pitch. And that brings up Braxton Shelton. Braxton Shelton on the season over 500, hitting .510. His on-base percentage is .609. Carson Rule at first base leads off. Carson Rule has 10 stolen bases on the season. Braxton Shelton attempts to bunt, fouls it into the dirt. Braxton was bunting. Carson was moving on the pitch. Third baseman for Liberty Common, Brant Bachelet, was charging but fouled off. Pitch from Bridwell. Strike. Outside corner of the plate. For your Liberty Common Eagles, Matt Cullis in left, Davis Wagner in center, Patrick Campbell in right. I'll get the infield shortly. The pitch from Bridwell. Curveball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Braxton. Brant Bachelet at third base, Harrison McLaughlin at short, Andrew Eichler at second, and Cade Jacobs at first. Shelton swings through the pitch for strike 3, the first out of the inning. Carson Rule stays at first. That brings up Nick Wellen. Nick Wellen on the season, hitting .411, .453 on base percentage. Nick Wellen's been hitting the ball well of late. Nick Wellen's a strong kid. Bridwell goes over to first base and throws the ball up the line. Carson Rule around second and is coming to third and slides in safely at third. So the error by the pitcher on the pickoff move, and that allowed Carson Rule to move up to third base. Nick Wellen at bat gets the RBI as Carson Rule strolls in. Nick Wellen hits it between third base and shortstop. Nice line drive by Nick. And that brings up Ben Garrett.
Now batting third baseman number 15, Ben Garrett.
Ben Garrett on the season, hitting .292, .410 on base percentage. Ben's been stuck on 13 RBIs for a while. Kyle Wellen just took the lead in RBIs. Ben Garrett fouls that back. On the pitch, Nick Wellen was moving to second base, but he'll come back to first base after the first pitch foul by Ben Garrett. Bridwell does not throw hard. The pitch from Bridwell, hit by Ben Garrett between third and shortstop, throws over to first base wide, and Garrett is safe down the line. Base hit by Ben Garrett. So runners at first and second for Brush in the bottom of the first inning. Alejandro Maltos Garcia comes to the plate. First pitch to Hondo upstairs. The Bee Digger starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Check it out today. The pitch from Bridwell. Strike to Alejandro Maltos Garcia. The opening pitch a little bit late, but is brought to you by Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. The pitch from Bridwell in the dirt, and as Llewellyn moves up from third base to third base and slides in safely, the catcher blocked it and picked the ball up and threw to third base, but Wellen was safe, and Ben Garrett moved up to second base on the play. So a wild pitch from the pitcher. Pitch to Alejandro Maltos Garcia, a ball, 3 balls and a strike. Strike to Hondo. Hondo strikes out on the pitch from Bridwell. Second out in the inning.
Now batting first baseman.
That brings up
Number 10,
Bryson Woldridge. Bryson Woldridge, hitting on the season, is hitting 182, 275 on base percentage. Bryson Woldridge had a triple against Sterling on Thursday to center field. The pitch from Bridwell hit down the line by Woldridge, and the left fielder gets underneath the ball right on the line and hauls it in for the third out. For Brush, in the bottom of the first inning, they scored 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 error, 1 Liberty Common error, and there were 2 runners left on base. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Welcome back to Sunset Field in Brush. We join action already in play. The first pitch from Braxton Shelton to the hitter, Patrick Campbell. He hits the ball out to right field, and Eli Garcilaso comes in but plays it on the bounce. So Campbell's on at first base with a base hit. That's the first base hit for Liberty Common. Braxton Shelton's second pitch of the inning to Michael Bradley is a ball low. The pitch from Shelton grounded to Ben Garrett at third, over to second, to Maltos Garcia and first, but we get the out at second for the fielder's choice, and the ball skips past Bryson Woldridge. So Michael Bradley is safe on the play. And that brings up Harrison McLaughlin on the pitch. A strike. Michael Bradley steals second base. Nice throw from Cesar Hinojos, but not quite quick enough. Bradley had a really good jump. The pitch from Shelton, a ball to Harrison McLaughlin, the shortstop for the Liberty Common Eagles. Michael Bradley leads off from second base with 1 out. The pitch from Braxton Shelton, a ball. Cesar Hinojos, Braxton Shelton talking it over, just making sure they've got their signals correct. For Brush in left field, Kyle Wellen, Carson Rule in center, Eli Garcilaso in right, Ben Garrett at third, Nick Wellen at short, Alejandro Maltos Garcia at second, Bryson Woldridge at first, and your battery for the Brush Beat Diggers today, Braxton Shelton on the hill, Cesar Hinojos behind the plate. The pitch from Shelton fouled back. The first Brush run of the game in the bottom of the first inning is brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants, engineering and consulting services for all your projects. The pitch from Shelton. And we have a pickoff, and we've got a safe at second base. Umpire took a good long look at it, hesitated, and gave the safe signal. From this vantage point, looked like there was space between the runner and the bag, but off he goes to third base. Ben Garrett tags him out as he's coming to third base on the hit and run. So fielder's choice. And that leaves Harrison McLaughlin at first base. Matt Cullis comes to the plate. Braxton Shelton. And the ball skips away from Cesar Hinojos. That was a pass ball. That was right in his glove. So a ball to the batter, Matt Cullis. Matt Cullis is the number 7 hitter in the lineup. The pitch from Shelton to the plate, a strike on the outside corner of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Matt Cullis. Liberty Common does not put their hitting and fielding stats into Max Preps. Pitch from Braxton Shelton, a strike on the outside corner of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McLaughlin for the Liberty Common Eagles leads off from second base. Shelton, the sign, the pitch, upstairs. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Liberty Common has 9 juniors on the team. Matt Cullis is one of them. Shelton, the stretch, the pitch, and a swinging strike 3. So for Liberty Common, no runs on 1 hit, no Brush Beet Digger errors. There was one runner left on base for Liberty Common. After 1.5 innings of play, your Brush Beet Diggers 1, Liberty Common Eagles 0. You're listening to 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. To the bottom of the second inning we go. That brings up Kyle Wellen for the Brush Beet Diggers. Eli Garcilazo is on deck and Cesar Hinojos in the hole. Brush scored 1 run in the bottom of the first inning. Good start by the Beet Diggers after being shut out by Sterling on Thursday. Bridwell looks in. This will be pitch number 20 from Bridwell. A strike on the outside corner of the plate. As I've gone through and I've looked at what Liberty Common has done on the season, at least their pitchers, the pitch from Bridwell fouled off by Kyle Wellen to the screen. Their pitchers, they're around the plate. They don't throw hard. They don't give up that many base on balls, and they're conservative on their pitches. The pitch from Bridwell outside, a ball. Bridwell, he threw 72 pitches, 7-inning complete game against Strasburg last Saturday. The pitch from Bridwell, low and in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the freshman. Kyle Wellen hitting .400 on the season. On base percentage is .517. Bridwell with a 2-2 pitch. Kyle Wellen swings through the pitch for strike 3. Bringing up the senior Eli Garcilazo.
Batting right field number 27, Eli Garcilazo.
Eli needs a hit like today is Saturday, and he just needs to get a base hit and get things going for Brush here in the bottom of the second inning. The first pitch to Eli Garcilazo, the pitch was a strike on the outside corner of the plate called by the umpire. The pitch from Bridwell. Garcilazo fouls this pitch back and over the screen. Garcilazo steps in, gets a pretty good look at the pitcher Bridwell. The pitch, strike 3. Curveball by Bridwell. Eli wasn't able to get the bat off his shoulder. 2 outs. Brings up number 9 hitter, Cesar Hinojos. Cesar Hinojos looking for his first hit as a varsity player for the Brush Beat Diggers. Bridwell peers in the pitch. Hinojos hits the first pitch to right center field. The right fielder comes in, the sun shining in his eyes, but squeezes the ball for the out. For Brush in the bottom of the second inning, no runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and after 2 complete innings, Brush 1, Liberty Common 0. You're listening to 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Welcome back to Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado. You're listening to Brush Beat Digger Baseball. Brush, after 2 complete innings, has a 1-0 lead. Up to bat for Liberty Common in the top of the 3rd inning is the 3rd baseman, Brant Bachelet, a junior. Braxton Shelton, the pitch from the full windup, curveball, strike. 21st pitch from Braxton Shelton on the day. Shelton gets the sign, the offering. Low and outside to Bachelet. Cade Jacobs will be on deck, number 9 hitter. And then top of the order, Ryan Weaver Bidwell. Pitch from Shelton, strike. Braxton has thrown 15 strikes and 8 balls. A good 2-for-1 strike to ball ratio. The pitch from Shelton, fouled off towards the hitter's circle in the on-deck circle for Liberty Common. Jacobs jumps out of the way. Shelton, the pitch, outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Brant Bachelet. Shelton working quickly, the offering, and Bachelet fouls this off down the right field line towards the swamp. Water retention for the city of Brush for everything out here on the west side of town. Swallows up a lot of baseballs. I talked to other coaches in the Patriot League. They say, how many balls do you go through in a game? Pitch from Shelton, curveball, fouled off barely by Bachelet. Here in Brush, generally we go through at least a dozen balls in a game, especially when there's water in the water retention pond. The pitch from Shelton. Hinojos framed it, but outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Shelton, the offering. Ball outside. First base on ball, Liberty Common gets from Braxton Shelton today. Bachelet on at first. Cade Jacobs, senior, hitting in the 9-hole. Shelton with pitch number 30 out of the stretch. Jacobs. Braxton Shelton pickoff over to first base to Bryson Woldridge, and Bachelet gets back in under the tag, safe at first. Shelton, the stretch. Jacobs starts to square around, but the ball inches out of play, back behind for strike 1. A dozen baseballs minimum that we would go through here in Brush, but I talked to these other coaches and they go through 3 or 4 in a ball game. Bachelet gets a good lead. Jacobs hits the ball to Carson Rule in center field. He squeezes, line drive, but Rule was there, made about 4 or 5 steps to his right and in, makes the catch. on the line drive for out number 1. Bachelet gets a good lead at first, and that brings up top of the order Ryan Weaver Bidwell, the pitcher for the Liberty Common Eagles. Shelton, the pitch, curveball, outside. Liberty Common started the season and they were 0-5, but they are 5-9 at this point, so they've been playing 500 ball of recent through the last part of April, and they lost yesterday 6-3 to a 2A school, Denver Academy. Shelton, the offering, strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Weaver Bidwell. Bachelet, a good lead. Shelton, the stretch. The offering, curveball. Bachelet gets a good secondary lead. Hinojos gets the ball in the right position and snap throws down to Bryson Wooldridge. We could get an out as he would be coming back to the bag. Shelton with the pickoff move. Wooldridge caught the ball right on top of the runner. I think if he would have held on, he caught and then dropped the ball. If he would have held on, might have had an out at first. The pitch from Shelton to the plate. Bidwell swings through the pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes to Ryan Weaver Bidwell. The pitch from Shelton, upstairs, a ball. Full count with 1 out. We'll see what Coach Zach Bissell does with his runner at first base. Options. He stays home. Strike 3 on the outside corner of the plate. Looking. Braxton Shelton strikes out his second hitter of the game in Parker Bidwell. Bachelet holds up at first, 2 outs. That brings up Andrew Eichler, the second baseman. Bachelet, good lead at first. The pitch, runners going. Ball was in the dirt, a ball. Hinojos did a nice job covering it up and pulling it in, but since it was in the dirt and he was on his knees, he wasn't able to throw down to second to get Bachelet. Pitch from Shelton. Strike. I like the umpire's strike zone today. Seems as if anything around the plate up and down is a strike. Pitch from Shelton. Eichler swings through the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Shelton peers in, the offering, and Eichler fouls that back out of play. Liberty Common has 1 hit on the day. Brush has 2. Brush owns the lead. 1-0, the pitch from Shelton. And Eichler hits the ball down the right field line towards the replacement right fielder, Ivan Cardenas. Ivan Cardenas squeezes the ball for the 3rd out. For Liberty Common. For Liberty Common, in the top of the 3rd inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. There was 1 runner left on base. Brush Beet Diggers 1, Liberty Common 0 after 2.5 innings of play. You're listening to Brush Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Beautiful day for Beet Digger Baseball. Carson Rule leads off the bottom of the 3rd inning and hits the ball mile high out to left field, and the left fielder, Matt Cullis, drifts under the ball and squeezes it for the first out in the inning to lead off the bottom of the third. And that brings up Braxton Shelton. Braxton Shelton, his first time up, struck out. Pitch from Bridwell, fouled off by Braxton Shelton. Bidwell heading into the bottom of the third inning. Pitch number 31. Sidearm. Braxton Shelton hits the ball on the ground between shortstop and third baseman for a single. Bringing up Nick Wellen. Braxton Shelton will run for himself. Nick Wellen, number 21 on his back, hits the ball, line drive, out to left field. Braxton Shelton moves up to second. Nick Wellen to first base. Nick Wellen 2 for 2 on the day. Ben Garrett comes to the plate with the other of Brush Beet Digger hits. I guess we've got 4 now for the Beet Diggers. Shelton with 1, Wellen with 2, Garrett with 1. 1 out. See if Brush can get something going. Garrett checks a swing on the inside pitch. Strike. Bridwell doesn't throw hard. The pitch to Garrett. Garrett hits a Texas leaguer over the shortstop's head, McLaughlin. Left fielder Cullis comes over, picks it up, gets the ball in. Ball wasn't hit that hard, but Garrett gets the base hit into left field for Brush. Garrett is 2 for 2 on the day. And that brings up Alejandro Maltos Garcia, who struck out his first time up. Pitch to Maltos Garcia, a strike. Bases are loaded, 1 out. Brush has the 1-0 lead over the Liberty Common Eagles. Good opportunity for Brush to be able to score some runs in the bottom of the third inning. Perhaps put up a crooked number. That would be great, as they could put pressure on Liberty Common in that regard. The pitch from Bridwell to Maltos Garcia, a ball, 1 strike. A strike on the outside corner of the plate. Maltos Garcia gets in the hole, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bridwell looks in for the sign from the stretch. Maltos Garcia fouls the ball back to the retention pond on the right. I guess it'd be better for me to call it the water retention pond than the swamp. Bidwell looks in, and Maltos Garcia fouls that ball back out of play towards the street, Emerson Street, behind us. 6th pitch of the at-bat to Maltos Garcia, upcoming. The offering from Bidwell. Maltos Garcia hits a ball to right field. Everybody looks like they're getting ready to tag up, and Wellen comes in and scores. And Shelton comes in and scores. Wellen goes from second to third on the tag-up sacrifice fly as the throw comes in to the first baseman. And Garrett stays at first base. Pitch from Bidwell to Wooldridge, low, ball 1. First and third with 2 out. Bryson Wooldridge comes to the plate. 1 ball, no strikes, swings through the pitch. Bryson just puts the ball in play. I think we get the run in with Nick Wellen at third. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pickoff to first base. Make sure Garrett wasn't leading off too far. .42 pitch from Bidwell. On the move is Ben Garrett. No run, no throw to second base for Garrett, but Garrett comes into third while Nick Wellen comes in and scores on the air by the catcher.
Hey, you got 2 now, Bryson. You got to protect, kid.
Wooldridge hits the ball to third baseman, who throws it over to first for the third out. Brush scored 2 runs on 3 base hits in the bottom of the third inning. There was 1 error, Liberty Common error, and there was 2 runners left on base. After 3 complete innings, it is Brush 3, Liberty Common 0. You're listening to 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. In the top half of the 4th inning, the numbers 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Liberty Common Eagles are coming to the plate. Davis Wagner struck out his first time at the plate. Braxton Shelton, 27 strikes, 15 balls with the pitch. Pitch number 43, Shelton. Garrett gets the ball, gloves it, clanks off his glove, error, E5. Wagner on at first base with the error. Tough play for Garrett as the ball was a 2-hopper. It was in his eyes, but just wasn't able to hold on to the ball as it squirted out of his glove. Shelton, pitch number 44. And they bunt. Number 4 hitter bunt. Shelton Fields throws to first base, Bryson Wooldridge. And Bryson Wooldridge gets the out at first base on the 1-3 put out. Second base, Davis Wagner goes to second on the fielder's choice. Sacrifice bunt. Pitch from Shelton to Michael Bradley. A strike, curveball, letter high. Bradley got on base his first time at the plate via a fielder's choice. So Davis Wagner leads off from second, 1 out. Shelton with a pitch, a ball outside to Michael Bradley. 1 out in the inning. Bradley stands upright, and we got a pick off at second, and umpire gives a good look. Maltos Garcia grabbed the ball right at the base, put the tag on, but the umpire gives a good long look, steadies himself, called him safe. Brush has had a couple pickoffs to second base today that have been really close, but no cigar just yet. The pitch from Shelton. Hit to right field. Ivan Cardenas squeezes it, and the runner at second was off, had to come back to the bag, and did not move up. So we've got the out to right field, Ivan Cardenas. Second out in the inning. So that brings up Harrison McLaughlin, the shortstop. He reached via a fielder's choice as well. His first time officially 0 for 1. Shelton, the offering. And McLaughlin fouls that back to the screen. Brush with a 3-0 lead. Top of the fourth inning. Liberty Common, runner leads off from second. The pitch from Shelton, a strike. McLaughlin falls in the hole 0-2. Pitch from Shelton, a ball outside. Zach Bissell not giving any signs at third base for the Liberty Common Eagles. The pitch from Shelton to the plate, lined to the second baseman Alejandro Maltos Garcia for the out. For Liberty Common, in the top half of the fourth inning, no runs, no hits. One runner left on base and one beat digger error. After three and a half complete innings of play, your Brush Beat Diggers 3, Liberty Common Eagles 0. You're listening to 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. We're back to Sunset Field, and the first batter for Brush in the bottom of the fourth inning, Kyle Wellen, grounds the ball to shortstop. Shortstop picks the ball up and throws over to first base for an easy 6-3 out. And that brings up Ivan Cardenas for Eli Garcilaso. He's played the last couple innings in the field. Brings him up to the plate here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The first pitch to Ivan, a ball. Ivan Cardenas on the season, hitting a .375 with a .565 on-base percentage. Pitch to Cardenas, lined to left center field. The center fielder comes about 12 steps to his right and makes a sliding stop and catch on his knees for the second out in the fourth inning.
Now about your catcher, number 22, Cesar Hinojos.
Ivan hit the ball hard, but the center fielder made a nice play of being able to see the ball and go get it and make the out. Brings up number 9 hitter, Cesar Hinojos. Cesar swings at the first pitch, pops it up to right field, and for Bidwell, that was his 48th pitch through 4 innings, 12 average, and that was squeezed for the out by Cesar. Hitting out to right field. So for Brush in the bottom of the fourth inning, Brush Beat Diggers, no runs, no hits, no errors, no Liberty Common errors, and there was no runners left on base for Brush after 4 complete innings. Brush 3, Liberty Common 0. You're listening to 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. After 4 complete innings, your Brush Beat Diggers 3, Liberty Common 0. Brush is out hit Liberty Common 5-1. Coming up to the plate, the number 7 hitter, Matt Cullis, the left fielder for Liberty Common. Braxton Shelton with pitch number 52. Swinging strike from Matt Cullis. Number 7 hitter in the lineup. Brush will be facing the 7, 8, 9 in the top of the 5th inning. The pitch from Braxton Shelton, ball, low. Ball on a strike to Matt Cullis. Struck out his first time up. Shelton, the offering, swinging through the pitch and fouling it into Hinojos' glove. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shelton, 36 strikes, 18 balls. The offering from Shelton. Ball outside. Real close. Perhaps Hinojos moves at the last minute in not framing that for the umpire to get a good look. This vantage point looks like it's on the black, but The black is only an inch wide. Cullis hits the ball to left field over the shortstop's head. Kyle Wellen picks it up and gets it back into the infield. So Cullis with a single, hard line drive to left field brings up the number 8 hitter, Brant Bachelet, who walked his first time up. The only walk of the day. Squares and fouls the ball down the third baseline to the third base coach's box, Zach Bissell. Matt Cullis leads off from first base. Braxton Shelton looks in, does a snap move, steps off the back of the rubber, looks him back. Liberty Common likes to run. Curve ball from Shelton, a ball outside. Bachelet gets ready. Shelton, the pitch, strike, outside corner of the plate. Cullis leads off from first base. Shelton gives him a good look. The offering from Shelton. Lined down the right field line. Ivan Cardenas gives chase, but it's a long foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter, Brant Bachelet. Third baseman for the Liberty Common Eagles. Bachelet set. Shelton set on the hill, brings the pitch. Runners going. Hinojos, good throw, and umpire calls him safe as he indicates that they tagged him on the shoulder. But the batter struck out, swinging. So there's 1 out in the inning for Brush. Matt Cullis is at second base now, brings up the number 9 hitter, Cade Jacobs. Cade Jacobs lined out his first time up, 0 for 1 officially on the day. Cullis leads off from second. Shelton peers in. The offering from Shelton to Hinojos, and we have a pickoff. And the runner, Cullis, gets back to the bag. Shelton, the offering. Lined over the second baseman's head to right field. The ball's thrown from the right fielder to the plate, and the umpire calls Cullis out at the plate. The runner, Cade Jacobs, single to right center field on a medium line drive. So he's safe there, but we are out at the plate. Tagged out as we have from the right fielder to the first baseman to the catcher, and a nice tag applied by Cesar Hinojos. 2 outs. No score for Liberty Common. First pitch, curveball from Shelton to the leadoff hitter, Bidwell, a strike. Bidwell 0 for 2 on the day. Pitch from Shelton, a strike. Bidwell's down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Cade Jacobs leads off at first base. The pitch from Shelton. Hinojos throws down to second, and we've got a throw out at second base, so Bidwell will lead off the top of the 6th inning, but Brush gets out of the inning without giving up any runs. So after 4.5 innings of play. Brush Beet Diggers 3, Liberty Common Eagles 0. You're listening to 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning for the Brush Beet Diggers. In the top of the 5th, Liberty Common had no runs on 2 hits, no Brush Beet Digger errors, and there was nobody left on base. Tag out at home and a caught stealing at second. For Brush in the bottom of the 5th inning brings up the top of the order Carson Rule. Bidwell with his 49th pitch to Rule. Rule hits the ball past the third baseman into left field for a single. Rule was 0 for 1 on the day. Now he's 1 for 2. That brings up Braxton Shelton. Braxton Shelton 1 for 2 on the day. Had a single his last time up. Brush seems like top of the order. They've been getting a lot of good action from their hitters. They've got their base hits from the top of the order. Shelton takes the pitch, a ball, and Rule steals second base. Brush has 6 hits on the day. Rule has 1, Shelton has 1, and both Wellen and Garrett, Nick Wellen and Ben Garrett, have 2. The pitch from Bidwell to Shelton. Shelton fouls it back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shelton taps the top of his helmet. Bidwell gets the sign. Bidwell with the pitch. Inside, ball. Carson Rule leads off from second base. 2 balls, 1 strike to Braxton Shelton. The pitch low in the dirt. Carson Rule goes to third. And he comes in and would have been out if the third baseman, Bachelet, would have held onto the ball. But Bachelet ends up dropping the ball, and so Carson Rule has a stolen base to third. He goes 3 balls and a strike to Braxton Shelton. Nobody out. Carson Rule at third base. Many ways that you can score from third. Shelton swings through the pitch. Many ways that you can score from third without a base hit, but I'm sure Braxton Shelton would love to get a base hit and an RBI right here. Shelton hits a ball to right center field, over the right fielder's head to the fence. Carson Rule comes in and scores. Braxton Shelton slides in safely at second for a double. Shelton has that good pop to the right center field. And Hunter Dunn comes in to courtesy run for Braxton Shelton. Nick Wellen, who's been seeing the ball, hitting the ball really well, takes a strike from Bidwell. 42 strikes, 14 balls from Nick Wellen. Nick Wellen hits 2-hopper towards third base, but foul. Gets past Bachelet. Nobody out. Brush increases their lead 4-0 over Liberty Common in the bottom of the 5th inning. Looking for more. Runner in scoring position. Hunter Dunn. Nick Wellen hits the ball. Foul down the third baseline. Bachelet makes an attempt in order to scoop it up, but doesn't quite get there. No balls, 2 strikes to Nick Wellen. The pitch And Bidwell throws a flop ball. It's about all I can describe it as. And the pitch was probably about 35 miles an hour, curved a mile, and snuck itself into the zone for the first out of the inning. Garrett comes up with 2 hits on the day and fouls the first pitch down the third base line up against the fence. Bidwell probably losing speed on his fastball. You got these 3-4 hitters for Brush, and they're getting good wood and around on the pitch. Bidwell brings the flop ball again, and Garrett fouls it back to the screen. Bill Lee for the Boston Red Sox many years ago used to throw, I don't know, I think it called the flop ball, but then Bidwell comes back and throws a hard fastball up and in to Ben Garrett. It's kind of like the moonshot, but flop ball, it's definitely an off-speed. And he throws another one of those pitches to Garrett, and Garrett watches it strike out looking into the catcher's glove for the second out in the inning. So both Garrett and Nick Wellen came up 2 for 2 on the day, and they strike out on a slow pitch. And that brings up Alejandro Maltos Garcia, 0 for 1 on the day. And the flop ball again to Maltos Garcia, and he swings through the pitch, screws himself into the ground. Bidwell, he's having fun out there right now. Pitch number 65, pitch from Bidwell, fastball up and away from Alejandro Maltos Garcia. Brush has scored 1 run in the bottom of the 5th. They've got a runner at second base. Maltos Garcia hits a 2-hopper to the shortstop, McLaughlin, and over to first base for the third out. For Brush, in the inning, they scored 1 run on 2 hits. There were no Liberty Common errors. There was 1 runner left on base. After 5 complete innings, Brush Beat Diggers 4, Liberty Common Eagles 0. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. To the top of the 6th inning we go. The top of the order for Liberty Common Eagles. Ryan Parker Bidwell comes to the plate, and Braxton Shelton throws a curveball strike to Bidwell. Brush Beat Diggers 4 runs on 7 hits. Liberty Common no runs on 3 hits. Pitch from Shelton to Bidwell, strike 2 on the outside corner of the plate. Shelton with pitch number 67 on its way. Bidwell 0 for 2 for the day, struck out his last time at the plate. Ball low and down in the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brush looking good so far. They get through the top of the order here in the 6th inning, and they should be sitting in really good position for the 7th inning. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. The pitch from Shelton low in the dirt. Hinojos scoops it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We are an hour and 10 minutes into the game. Bidwell hits the ball to the water retention pond on the right. Shelton 47 strikes, 22 balls on the day. Good ratio. The pitch from Shelton, curveball, and Bidwell gets out on his front foot, but fouls it off the end of his bat to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch number 7 in this at bat. A ball low. So Bidwell will see 8 pitches minimum in this at bat from Braxton Shelton. 72nd pitch from Shelton. The offering. Strike 3, swinging. Nice pitch. I think Shelton took a little bit off. that pitch, and Bidwell swings through that for the first out in the inning. Brings up Andrew Eichler. Andrew Eichler, the junior, second baseman, 0 for 2 on the day. He's popped out twice. Shelton with the pitch, the offering, swinging strike. Pitch was on the inner third of the plate. Shelton has been efficient on the mound today. 2 for 1 strikes to ball ratio. Strike on the outside corner of the plate. Shelton with the windup, the pitch, and the ball hit out to right field, and Ivan Cardenas comes in and squeezes the ball as he makes probably about 8 to 10 steps to his left and makes the out. 2 outs for Liberty Common, number 3 hitter Davis Wagner to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out and reached on an error. Ball, first pitch in the dirt, ball 1. The offering from Shelton. Ball hit out to right field. Ivan Cardenas going back. The ball's hit up over his head, and Davis Wagner goes to second. The ball coming in, and we might have a play at third. No. Got back up by Braxton Shelton at third, and the ball skips past Ben Garrett, and Davis Wagner is safe at third with a triple. Two outs for the Liberty Common Eagles. Number 4 hitter in the plate, coming to the plate for Liberty Common, Patrick Campbell, a single and a fielder's choice. Ball low and away for the first pitch from Braxton Shelton, the freshman. Don't want to rush him and get him grown up too quick. Good ball player for Brush. Pitch to Hinojos, wild pitch, and Liberty Common is able to score their first run of the game on the wild pitch. Pitch from Shelton to Patrick Campbell, strike. Brush 4, Liberty Common 1. Curveball from Shelton, a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the number 4 hitter, Patrick Campbell. Pitch from Shelton down in the dirt, ball, full count. Shelton up to 82 pitches on the day. Working quickly, the pitch, strike 3. Outside corner of the plate, batter's caught looking. For Liberty Common, they scored 1 run on 1 hit, no beat digger errors, nobody left on base. After 5.5 innings of play, Brush Beat Diggers 4, Liberty Common Eagles 1. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Brush Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR. We come to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bryson Wooldridge at the plate, and Bryson Wooldridge has had 3 pitches in this at bat, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Strike, ball, strike. 4th pitch from Bidwell, up and in over Bryson Wooldridge. Brush needs to be aware that Bidwell throws that flop ball, and just being aware of that's a good pitch to foul off. It's not something that you try to hit out, that's for sure. Wooldridge hits the ball to shortstop McLaughlin. McLaughlin throws over to first base, and Bryson Wooldridge is out. And that brings up Kyle Wellen. Kyle Wellen 0 for 2 on the day, struck out, grounded out. Bidwell with pitch number 72 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Conserves his pitches very well. From the stretch, Bidwell to Kyle Wellen, a ball outside. Brush with a 4-1 lead. Brush has been opportunistic when they've had the runners and being able to get them scored. Wellen hits a line drive foul down the third base side up against the fence. "70 degrees at Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado. The pitch from Bidwell. Wellen fouls that back and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this is where the freshman really needs to be aware of that flop ball. That's about the best thing I can describe it. It's a super, super, super slow changeup. The pitch from Bidwell on the outside corner of the plate, a strike. Strikeout looking. Kyle Wellen struck out today against Bidwell. Bidwell Jr. So Brush will be seeing him again next year. Bidwell pitches well for the Liberty Common Eagles. That brings up Ivan Cardenas, 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch to Cardenas, a ball outside. Bidwell, 56 strikes, 20 balls around the plate. Pitch from Bidwell. Cardenas hits the ball up the middle, hits the rubber, and then takes a shooter up into the sky, probably about 25 feet. Base hit, single for Ivan Cardenas. 2 outs. Runner at first.
Now batting number 4.
Brings up Hunter Ludgate. Hunter Ludgate will be subbing for Cesar Hinojos. Hunter Ludgate on the season. Hunter Ludgate hitting .263. And on the pitch, a strike to Hunter Ludgate. Ivan Cardenas takes second, stolen base. So Cardenas leads off from second. The pitch from Bidwell to Ludgate. And pickoff, and Cardenas gets back to second. A traditional spin and pickoff. Ludgate sitting the bench up till this point in the game needs to be aware of that flop pitch. Strike to Ludgate. Outside corner of the plate. See if Ludgate can put the ball in play. Hunter with the pitch from Bidwell. Curveball outside and low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hunter Ludgate. Cardenas, nobody holding them on. The pitch from Bidwell. Ball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the junior catcher wearing number 4 on his back for the Brush Beat Diggers. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Bidwell. Ball up, stairs. Ball 3, full count. Ludgate good at bat, where he's taken pitches. Some of them close, but he's taken pitches and swings through the pitch for a strike 3. So for Brush in the bottom of the 6th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. After 6 complete innings of play, Brush 4, Liberty Common 1. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. We're back to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. We're going to the top of the 7th inning for the Liberty Common Eagles. They've got Michael Bradley coming to the plate, the number 5 hitter in the lineup. We have pitching change for the Brush Beet Diggers. Carson Rule will go to the mound. This pitching change is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. Call them at 842-4555. Braxton Shelton, 83 pitches, 57 strikes. On the day, through 6 innings, he goes to second base, and Alejandro Maltos Garcia goes to center field. Carson Rule pitching from the left side to Michael Bradley. Michael Bradley hits the ball down 2 hops to Bryson Woldridge. Bryson Woldridge picks it up, steps on the bag, unassisted for the out. Harrison McLaughlin, 0 for 2 on the day, a fielder's choice and a line drive for an out. Carson Rule throws the pitch to Harrison McLaughlin. McLaughlin swings through for strike 1. Brush Beet Diggers, top of the 7th inning. We just need 2 more outs. And Harrison McLaughlin hits the ball to left center field to the warning track. And he pulls up for a stand-up double. Alejandro Maltos Garcia got there, but the ball had already landed. So McLaughlin gets the double to left center field, and that brings up to the plate Matt Cullis. Matt Cullis has one of the 5 hits for Liberty Common on the day. 1 for 2, Matt Cullis. First pitch from Carson Rule, swinging strike to Matt Cullis. Harrison McLaughlin leads off at second base. The pitch from Rule, curveball, and the ball goes to the screen, foul ball. I didn't hear it tick off the bat, but umpire put his hands up quickly, and the ball skipped to the screen. So Cullis in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Carson Rule generally around the plate. Hinojo sets up. The offering from Carson Rule upstairs. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the junior Matt Cullis. Harrison McLaughlin, second base, leads off for the Liberty Common Eagles. Pitch from Rule, down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Braxton Shelton pitched well for the day, giving Brush good opportunity to be able to win. The pitch from Rule, curveball, swinging. Hinojos holds on. McLaughlin stays at second. 2 outs. Eagles are down to their last out in the ball game. Carson Rule, 8 pitches, 6 strikes. Faces Brant Bachelet, 0 for 1 on the day. He walked his first time up, struck out his second. Bachelet fouls that back to the water retention pond. McLaughlin giving Bachelet signals from second base. Carson Rule gets the sign, the pitch, upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Liberty Common down to their last out, with Brush leading 4-1 in the top of the 7th inning. The pitch from Rule. Rule's pitch hit to Ben Garrett. Ben Garrett picks it up, and Bachelet gets an infield single. Garrett picks it up, but Bachelet got down the line really quick. McLaughlin moves up to third base. So runners at first and third with the number 9 hitter, Cade Jacobs, coming to the plate. Pinch runner, first base, I didn't catch the number. We'll just keep Bachelet there at first. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Carson Rule with the pitch. The offering. Ball upstairs. This is where Carson gets good opportunity to close out the game and get the save within 3 runs. Liberty Common, the pitch. Popped up. Bryson Wooldridge looking up into the sun, catches it, still looking up in the sun. It landed in his glove for the 3rd out. So, Brush Beet Diggers win the game 4-1. Brush Beet Diggers scored 4 runs on 8 hits, and Liberty Common 1 run on 6 hits. For Liberty Common, in the top of the 7th inning, no runs on 2 hits, no Beet Digger errors, and they left 2 runners on base. You're listening to Brush Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Welcome back to Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado. Brush Beet Diggers with the victory today. They score a 4-1 win over the Liberty Common Eagles. For Brush, they were able to score the 4 runs in this manner. Nick Wellen in the first inning had a single, and Ben Garrett had a single. Wellen advanced to third, and Bryson Wooldridge was able. Nick Wellen came home on a wild pitch, and it remained 1-0 until the bottom of the 3rd inning. And in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Brush scored 2 runs. Carson Rule flew out to the left fielder for the first out. Braxton Shelton hit a single. Nick Wellen hit a single. Ben Garrett hit a single. Braxton Shelton advanced to third. Nick Wellen advanced to second. And Alejandro Maltos Garcia hit a sacrifice fly to right fielder. And Braxton Shelton scored. Nick Wellen advanced to third. And Nick Wellen scored on a throwing error by the catcher, Michael Bradley. So Brush was up 3-0. And then they scored again in the 5th inning. Carson Rule, again, the top of the order, got on with a single. Carson stole second. Carson stole third. Braxton Shelton hit a hard hit ball to the fence in right center field for a double, and Carson Rule scored, and Brush was up 4-0. And then for Liberty Common, they were able to score in the 6th inning, and they scored in a weird manner, but I'll run that down. Davis Wagner hit a triple, and Davis Wagner scored on a wild pitch, and that is the scoring right there. So for Brush today, 4 runs on 8 hits. There were 2 Beet Digger errors, and they left 5 runners on base. Liberty Common, 1 run on 6 hits. There were 2 Liberty Common errors, and they left 5 runners on base. The winning pitcher for the Brush Beet Diggers is Braxton Shelton. The save goes to Carson Rule. The loss for Liberty Common was to Ryan Weaver Bidwell. Liberty Common, on the day, they fall to 5-10 overall, and they are 3-4 in the Patriot League. Brush improves record-wise to 9-8. Brush is 3-4 in league, and they are 8-4 at home, and that breaks their losing streak from the other day when they lost to Sterling. Brush on the season, 10-8 record. They're 1-6 against Valley, Eaton University, and Sterling. Those are 4 formidable teams that Brush Beet Diggers play, and so when you break that down, they're 9-2 against everybody else, and their 2 losses, one to Alamosa, one to Faith Christian, very well could have been wins. Tuesday, this upcoming week, Brush has a full week of baseball. We can get them in weather-wise. We know that there's moisture moving in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Brush plays in Loveland at Resurrection Christian, and that game will be at 4 p.m. John Beltran will have the call on that on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Thursday, there will be no broadcast of the Eagle Ridge doubleheader that is in Brush, and that starts at 4. Friday, John Beltran will be broadcasting from Kent Denver at Sun Devil Field by the high school, and that game starts at 4:15. And then next Saturday, Brush plays on the road at Strasburg, and that game begins at 11 a.m., and that'll be on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Just to update the Patriot League standings going into today, Eaton 6-0, University 6-0, and those 2 teams were facing off in Eaton. Sterling at 7-1, and then you have a cluster of Res Christian at 3-3, Liberty Common now 3-4, Valley 3-4, and Valley was 2-4 coming into the day, and Valley was up at Estes Park playing. And bringing up the back side of the Patriot League is Strasburg at 1-4, Estes Park at 1-5, and Platte Valley at 0-6. Plenty of games left for Brush. They've played the hard part of their schedule, but what they need to be able to do this next week is go up to Loveland on Tuesday, play the 1 game, get the win, and then from there just relish that and then move on to the next game. But they can't get ahead of themselves in thinking they've got to, finish off strong. Brush is going to be in the playoffs, and it's just a matter of where will they be going, as they will be on the road in the first round of the playoffs. But what they can do is they can improve their record, they can improve their RPI, they can improve the coaches voting all the way around. Right now, Brush is number 1 in strength of schedule of teams that they have played at this point in the season. So Brush has played a tough schedule, and what that does is it makes them better. And any competition that they face, it can't be better than going up against University, Eaton twice, Sterling twice, and even Valley twice. So Brush Beet Diggers this next week, Tuesday at Res Christian. That's the next game up. Today, Brush Beet Diggers beat the Liberty Common Eagles 4-1. Brush Beet Diggers 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, 5 runners left. Liberty Common 1 run, 6 hits, 2 errors, 5 left. Game time is 1 hour and 35 minutes. You've been listening to 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.